and welcome not just the punter, the people's punter,
People's punter.
Tress Way, onto the show here on Grant and Danny. Trestopher, how are you?
G&D, I am genuinely looking forward to our date with some chicken wings, boys. That needs to happen ASAP when you guys are up this way.
ASAP Rocky, it's going to go down. We have said before training camp, okay? So we've got what, July, mid-July, late July? So we
got to factor in summer vacations and stuff. So let's get on this.
I think the biggest thing is, as a punter, you just have to be in your top tier physique and peak performance. And so, I just think the earlier the better. Yep. Never mind that I have chicken wings regularly. I just think that, the sooner the better. Going into training camp, just finely tuned athletic machine. Let's just get it knocked out.
Yeah, I think we need to give you enough of a buffer so that you can trim all the weight that you gain.
Thank you.
When you go eat all the chicken wings with us, because we're going to eat this restaurant out of chicken wing.
I'm in, my friend.
All right, let's start with, how did this go down? Who calls who? When did the conversations begin?
Yep. So got asked to do a fun draft night event with the Commanders. My wife and I got to make it a little date night. It was at DC Prime. It was just a very fun event. And, a lot of people were starting to circulate. It was like, hey, have you heard anything in the building? Who are we picking? I was like, guys, here's the deal. I'm here on fourth down. And then other than that, they just kind of tell me who's on the team and let's go from there. And I have no inside scoop. But I did know, I one of my very best friends, childhood best friend, huge LSU Tiger. He saw the rumblings, the rumors. Maybe we're going to be picking up the Heisman Trophy winner. And sure, I noticed his number was 5. And I thought, okay. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to be like, hey, man, would you like it? And so I just thought, we'll see how it goes. And then sure enough, whenever the draft night took place, my wife and I were there. We picked up Jayden, and everybody hooping, hollering. They're showing his highlights. I mean, dude, you can't be more excited to have him on your team. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, I wonder if he will ever ask. And, dude, I have to say, I don't know how nervous he was. I don't know what was going through his head. But when he asked me, he shot me a text, got my information from our people with the team, and he could not have been cooler and was just very complimentary, didn't put me on the spot. He just asked if I'd even be willing to talk about it. And I was very impressed by that, dude. Very humble.
So the thing I didn't realize, Tress, and there was this great video that the social team put out where you were talking to a couple of former teammates and guys that played in this league for a long time, as to why it would be actually something that mattered to you. And I know a lot of people maybe don't quite get the association that some athletes have with their numbers or otherwise. Some guys don't care, some guys do, and I don't begrudge anybody's reaction to it. But there was a weather system right in my eyes for many seconds while you were talking about being wanted and filling in the sea and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, my wife asked me a question. I was like, not now. But dude, I was moving. I think a lot of people were. I love for those that haven't seen it, even those that have, go into that a little bit. The association you have and what it actually meant to you to be able to have a number where people know that number.
Yeah, dude, it is so crazy for me. I came in my rookie year and I got asked to go do an awesome kind of book reading for the charitable foundation. I go there and I see a kid with a number 5 jersey my rookie year. And I was like, wow, man, it happens fast. And the kid gets up to walk to lunch or recess and he's wearing a McNabb jersey. And I'm like, who do I think I am? Like, what is going on right now? And then years go by and then people actually have a 5-way jersey. And it's just, dude, it's so surreal of just, I don't know, man. It's as long as I've played, as long as I've been here, dude, it just continues to get easier for me to have more gratitude because I didn't even know I was going to play in the NFL and then end up getting picked up off the waiver wire for our fantasy football fans out there. That's a real freaking thing. And I was part of that. And I just, like you said, man, I felt selected. And, dude, I just think about the things that are important in my life. And, dude, it sounds super cheesy, but who I want to be, how I want to be remembered. Man, my faith's the most important thing in my life. And then how my teammates and the people that love me and the things like the people that I love, how they think about me. And this would be, I don't get me wrong. I definitely want to be remembered for dropping literally everyone inside the 20 imaginable for, the rest of my life with the fans, but also just things like this, just I try to love people, care about people, and it was, dude, it was tough. It was tough. The weather system, the tears were there for sure. It's a freaking number, but it just happens.
So
Like,
it's
it just
funny
happens,
though,
man.
Tress, because to that point, I think people gotta you gotta know to know, right? The old slogan I think for the Washington Post was, "If you don't get it, you don't get it." And I think this is one
Yeah.
of those like real ones know things where it's funny to say, like someone in California or Texas or Chicago here's what's going on, and they're like, the number 2 overall pick Heisman is going to get the jersey, and the punter's got to give it up. But it's just not that easy here. I mean, you've been one of the better players in a down era of the team for many, many years, and it's not just that, right? You're a team captain. You're the longest tenured player on the team. Like this stuff matters, and if you know anything about team sports, you understand that. And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. But on top of those things, it's the type of guy you've been. It's how involved you've been in the community and with the fan base and how you've treated people. So there was just like so much more to it, I think, than, some passerby who's in DC on business right now going, wait, what is going on here about this number?
Yeah.
Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of moving parts, I think.
Man, like my wife and I talked. One, I'm biased. She's just incredible, but all the conversations that we just kept having, and I kept looking at her and just like we would just talk, and I was like, just the excitement that is just around our freaking franchise right now of just these last 12 months, a full ownership change, and then a new GM coming, new head coach coming, and free agents and draft class. And I was like, this is just the coolest snowball I've ever been a part of. And I was like, I just feel like if I do this, I'm adding to the snowball. And I know it's so small. And then come October, it's a whole new snowball. But it's just the snowball that's right now. And I just felt like it was right. And I know I said it in that video, but I initially had told him no. Like I was just like, man, I don't know. Like
You told
I had
who
the
no?
decision.
You told Jayden no?
I told Jayden no out the gate. I really talked about it, and I went
Wow.
back and
So
forth.
that
And,
first
dude,
text you got, he said, "Would you be interested in talking about it?" You said,
Nope.
"Nah, I'm good." Or like what?
That's a note for me, dog.
Nah. I said no, bro. Yeah, no. I said, dude. I said thank you for asking. I appreciate. And he was so complimentary. And I go, I'm really gonna need a few days. I was like, man, I want to pray about it. I want to talk about it. I was like, I'm gonna need to talk about this a lot. And so a few days go by, and I circle back with him, and I send him this big long message. And dude, when I hit send, like I kid you not, I'm standing on my kitchen island. I'm joking with my wife, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like almost pressing send, like telling him no, and I'm joking, like hand down, and I couldn't do it. And she's like, well, don't do it. Like if you don't really want to do it, don't do it. I was like, no, I need to give him an answer. I told him I'd give him an answer, and I did it. And I go into the facility that next day, and I only had about 3 teammates ask me if I was, giving up the number. It was Revo, KJ Henry, and John Allen. And all 3 of them, I told them like I was keeping it. And when I said those words, I was like, ugh, like I don't feel very good. And I just had a complete change of heart. And, Jayden and I got to talk again, and I was like, all right, man, like, let's talk. Like
So did he? So what did he say when you said no?
So he had asked. He was like, and not in any. I can't stress enough how it was not pressing at all.
Right.
But all he talked about, instead of about me, he was talking about how much it would mean to him. And I'm so glad that he did that. Instead of like trying to get me to give it up, he was just sharing what was passionate to him. Like he was sharing what mattered to him. And I think because like, I think looking back, hindsight's 2020, but looking back, because I actually said no, not thinking about saying no, but that I freaking said no. And then he came back with like the things that matter to him, and like dude, you could just tell like how excited, and like, dude, he's humble, he's hungry, he's excited, all this stuff. And then I looked at my wife, I was like, yeah, it's so obvious to me now. And then that's like kind of what I shared in the video with the team about, having that seed. If I'm fortunate enough to be voted captain at any point in my career before I retire and I'm done, you get the C filled in. And it's not the filled in C with the number that's on the jersey. It's why the frickin' C is filled in, and like why guys view you that way, and how you treat people, like how, and And it just, I felt so much lighter on my feet after I decided, yep, let's do it.
What'd you get?
All right, so
some birdies have been chirping.
There have been rumblings, Tress Way.
We don't know all the details.
Dude, my street cred has gone up so much with my buddies because there's a tweet out there that Adam Schefter says my name, and my buddies are like, dude, Shefty's tweeting about this.
That's awesome.
I've made it. I was like, never mind that I played 10 years in the league. Now that Schefter's tweeted about me, I've made it now. Like, we're there.
So, by the way, he says that I think it was your family, right, is going to an LSU Oklahoma game. Is that true?
That we are. That is true. He is hooking us up with some very sweet seats, pun intended, to LSU Oklahoma, and that is something, sooner born, sooner bred. When I die, I'll be sooner dead. We're a little passionate about the Sooners, you know, so that's just that's part of the gig.
Now that's in Baton Rouge, right? In his yard. Okay.
And it is date TBD because obviously in the fall we're a little busy.
You guys are busy
now, so maybe and so things, a little conflicting schedules there while I'm still playing, so that'll have to wait. But very much looking forward to that. And that's what was very important to us is like, I didn't want to do any sort of cash deal. I just didn't like the way that looked. I wanted it to be like things that are memories and like different kind of comes across time. And as time goes on, different things we could do, like the LSU game. You look back and I was like, hey, very cool. And I could send Jayden a picture and we, like things like that. I asked him to put my family in really good seats for this year. We may handle things a certain way in our home, but like we like to be in there with the fans and the family down in the lower bowl. And so like, hey, let's treat the family a little bit, put them in some really nice seats this year. So that was part of the gig.
You're talking about at Commanders games.
At Commanders games, yes. At Commanders games.
Maybe just take a quick break from the unwashed masses for 1 week.
All home games.
all home games. He is hooking my wife and kids up with awesome seats. For the games. And then I asked for multiple very cool and very kind of specific kind of resort style vacations where we could play a little golf and get some fun things to eat and maybe go out to the beach, take the family, like things like that. And he hooked us up with a few very cool kind of resort style vacations that we could take some friends and family to, which I thought was super generous of him, super cool. He is so through the years, my wife's come up with these cool hats and cool jackets and hoodies and things like that with Five and Way and all these things like that. And Jayden is getting my family all new kind of cool custom gears, reordering hats and things like that with whatever my number is, which that's a separate conversation. I'm not sure what that's going to be. And then lastly, dude, the thing that I really wanted to do, and he was all about, is kind of through Fanatics, we're going to go on, we're going to kind of work with our media team and social media team and try and get people to submit jerseys. If you have a Way jersey, like sending in a picture of you with the Way jersey, and especially if I have signed it, Jayden is actually going to go on, get people the new Tress Way jerseys. I'm going to sign it, and then we'll send it out to people so that they have a new jersey since the five Way jersey will be no more. And so he was that is what's very important for me and my family is kind of that experience stuff and things involving the fan base and our family and our friends. And just that is the stuff that it came down to. And dude, he like, we got to talk in person, and he's like, man, it's just cool hearing your heart and hearing those things. Like he goes, it makes it a lot of fun. So I was very thankful for that and made it very cool.
Well, very creative and good ideas from you, but I love that he was cool and accommodating, because for him, it might be easier. He's just like, dude, just give me $20K.
Like, here's some money.
I'll just give you 20,000. And like for him to go, yeah, I like that idea. Or like, okay, let's try this. So was this all over text, or did you guys sit down over lunch? How did you come up with all this?
So we had texted back and forth, and then, man, I mean, rightly so, as the second overall pick. I can't imagine how busy he's been and the things he's been doing. And so whenever he's texting me back, he's like, hey, if you're going to be in there when we come in for rookie minicamp, he goes, I just love to sit down and talk with you. Man, we got to sit and talk for, it must have been like 30, 40 minutes. And it was just one. I mean, we came in, like the kind of bro high five hug. I mean, whatever he had on for the cologne, I need to get some of that too, because he smelled pretty good.
Good smelling guy.
Throw that in as a writer. Yes.
good smelling dude, and he could spin it a little bit. So I mean, things are trending upwards right now.
Things are looking good.
Yeah, and so man, I'm so glad we got to do that, where we just got to sit and talk, and there felt like a lot of the media and things like were around within the team and the pictures and things like that, and I was like, hey man, I know I'm a punter, but I promise this is all going to make sense here in a few weeks. So let's just
That's
like
funny.
just ride this out, and like this is like let's have some fun. And he was just kind of smiling and looking around, but dude, it was very cool and very thankful, man.
The machinations of this are interesting to me. So, like the little resort vacays, do you find something you like and just send him the bill and he Venmos you? Like, how does that actually work?
Yeah, so that I will tell you, that's kind of like in the fine print, that we don't necessarily like have that fully figured out, and that doesn't really matter to me. It's more of like, hey man, I want to go create some memories with my family and like things like that. And so I promise, hey, I'm gonna figure that part out. Like I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah, that's way down on the totem pole in regards to how I feel about it. So
well, that's cool. So then we got to know about the next number. So you don't have a number yet. What are you going to wear in the meantime? Are you going to wear something in the meantime while you don't know your number?
I am. Well, we have to go back Monday, and then I think we have a practice on Tuesday. And so I probably have to give them an answer on Monday. So I'll come up with something. I really wanted to talk to Cleveland about 99 and just be like, dude, think about, and he's probably thinking the same thing, but all those Chase Young jerseys out there, if I go 99, those instantly become Tress Way jerseys. And that's the kind of stadium I want to punt in.
And all of a sudden,
that's kind of fire.
I mean, that would be, and then we're like I love hockey. So now we're bringing hockey into the mix too. I mean, you got a punter with a hockey number out there, and look at all these fans that have Tress Way, but why is it duct tape? Oh, it's covering Young. Who cares? It still says Way. Like, I don't know. It'd be kind of sweet.
So it's definitely going to happen, Danny. I mean,
he's going full Gretzky.
I have been begging into the air for you to go single digit number. I just hate the double digit number punter bit. I think it's such a wacky. Yeah. But I don't know how much of a choice you have at this point.
I know.
There aren't a lot of single digits available. The only donk who wears double digits is 42 for the Rams. You know his name. I don't know his name.
He's one of your rivals.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't. I'm embarrassed. He's a younger cat. I do not know his name.
Well, he was a good punter last year, but whoever that guy is.
Here's the headline: Tress Way does not know punter's name. Disrespect.
Yeah. Ethan Evans.
Yeah, Ethan Evans.
But anyway, he's the only guy.
That was it.
He's the only punter in the league that wears double digits.
Yeah. So, I
don't know, man.
Dude, Adam, AP, and DQ could not have been cooler through this whole thing. And they're like, hey man, like if you just want to pick a number, go through OTAs and training camp, and then come like week one, finalize the number, just do whatever you want. And then my wife thought it'd be an awesome bit if I just went out there with a question mark somehow. If I just went out through OTAs and training camp and just went with a question Tress Way. But yeah, I definitely wanted to be cool, wanted to be meaningful, but I promise you, that has not crossed my mind very much, and it probably will Monday because I have to give them an answer. But like Grant, thank you for telling me that, man, because that'll be factored in now. Because if I do finalize a double-digit number, every time I go out there to punt, I'm gonna be like freaking Grant's up there going like, look at this moron with a double digit.
But Danny will love it. Danny will love it though, Tress.
And also,
but Danny's
I'm all in.
It's not as bad as like long ponytail Tommy Townsend hair. Now, if you did that with a long number, I don't know, man.
Mustache.
We had a good run as friends, you know.
Yep. Sunberg texted me. He's like, "Hey man, you have my full blessing to be 57."
That would be hilarious,
right? Yeah. So Tress, believe it or not, everything's bettable. I think there is a developing betting market for this. What was your wife's college soccer number?
Her soccer number was 3. Her softball number was 2, and 2 is actually my brother-in-law's number for the Brewers. So
yeah, Bryce Terrain, who's silly by the
way. He's having a year.
He is going off, but De'Ami Brown's one of my good buddies and favorite gunners out on the punt team, and I don't have any desire to ask one of my good friends for his number. But
he might not even be 2 anymore because Mike Sanders, the second round pick, got number 2 at rookie minicamp.
Oh, well, there you go. See, there you go. I'm not there right now, so I haven't seen the guy's numbers.
But
yet.
I mean,
But
Dami
yeah.
still is too, because at camp,
Yeah,
like
there's crossover.
offense
Yeah.
and defense, red and white, whatever,
Big time.
But by the way, Bryce
Yeah.
Terang, 315, 815 OPS.
He's got at least 13, 14 steals.
15 bags.
15, yeah.
Killing it.
He is
killing it.
crushing. It's been awesome.
Yes.
All right,
Awesome.
so
Yeah.
30 and 36 were high school and college, right?
Correct.
All right, so you got options, man. There's a lot of balls in the air here.
99.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going 30 or 36, but I promise you guys will see me in a number at some point officially. But I do not know what it is yet. Yeah.
All right, but to be clear, last thing I've got, you don't prefer single digits. Like you don't have a preference, really.
I do prefer single digits. Like Danny, I'm
let's
sorry.
go,
Whoa.
Let's go.
The betrayal.
I do. I know. I'm so sorry.
A man that I can trust.
It's a specialist thing, and like Grant is kind of right. It's just the double digits can be weird, but I hate saying that because I might have to go double digits. I mean, we're running low over here, so I don't know, but I will see.
You won't call Sonny Jurgensen and see if he'll let you wear number 9.
Dude, so that was the thing is, oh my God. So
you won't call Joe Theismann and get number 7 again.
Hey, Joe, it's Tress.
I love Joe. Yeah, I love Joe. But yeah, I was 7 in baseball all growing up and through high school. My family's number, dad's number, everything like that. That was 9. So it's like sweet. So both of those are retired. See you on that one. So like Danny, I'm running thin over here, bro. Like I don't know.
This is the point of the dude's story. This is what I'm trying to say.
You
have to go full rogue. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Long hair, mustache. Just embrace this full rebrand.
What about 33 for Sammy Ball?
33.
That's also semi-retired without
right?
It's not. I don't know.
Do you consider him a punter or a quarterback?
I mean, he did both.
It's so old school. Like it's like
I'm asking
football player.
Asking, you consider him punter or quarterback?
I guess quarterback.
Probably quarterback first, respectfully.
Yeah. But
yeah. I'm just saying, I had some buddies send me like one day when I'm done playing, I'm going to go on and read every article out there, but I don't read anything. I like to go play ball and have some fun. One of my buddies sent me an article of like the all-time Redskin Washington football team and Commander team, and the punter on there was Sammy Ball, and still to this day that rips my nips because I consider him a quarterback, and I'm coming after that spot.
Yeah, well, you are, I would say, with all due respect to Matt Turk, who had an all-pro season, I think you are the best of the true like punter-only punters, I would think at this point.
I do consider myself a punter only. I've completed a couple of passes, but I definitely consider myself punter only.
On Puma, I'll never forget.
Puma. I'll catch some heat for this. I think you probably could have been a quarterback in Sammy Ball's era, to be honest with you. I think you probably could have put up the same numbers as Sammy Ball.
Yeah.
They can't prove you wrong, man. Thank you. I agree with that.
We could keep you all day, but we got to let you go at some point. Tress, it's great catching up. We appreciate you kind of setting the record straight here and letting us know how it all went down.
Awesome stuff, man. Seriously.
And hey, let us know what number you're going to wear so we can buy some jerseys in the studio here for the crew.
Deal. The only thing it's going to cost you is some wings. I still want my wing date. That's all.
Done and done.
We'll do wings in a tropical island. How about that? And Jayden can pay.
Wow. Giddy up. Now we're talking.
Add that. Call him real quick. Say one more thing.
You got to bring these two pudgy radio hosts.
Do you want some wings? We got to bring them in.
50 wings every single Monday.
And they can only eat them in the Bahamas.
To the studio.
There it is. Now we're talking. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
All right. Just get on the horn with them real quick. Tress, thank you,
See
man.
you, dude.